What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table, we have our first KeyForge commentated tournament video, brought to you by these awesome supporters of the channel that back us at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. On the left, we have John. On the right, we have John. John with an H on the left, John Gobey. He is our tournament organizer. We are at 401 Games, Vaughan, Ontario. And I want to give a shout out. They are hosting a sealed event December 4th, this Tuesday, 2018. If you're in the Toronto area, they're just north of Toronto. Check out 401 Vaughan. You can go to 401games.com, I believe is the address. Maybe 401games.ca. Check their events page. But they are hosting KeyForge events at multiple stores. So to start here, on the right side, we had a Guardian Demon with the player with the blue mat going first, John. And then on the left side, the Mars player here started with a Squawker, a Blip-Ip, standing up the Blip-Ip, who will reap. And he is going to allow the next Mars creature to come into play ready. And we have a Grabber Jammer coming in, increasing the costs of the player on the right's keys. And he's going to fight, kill that Guardian Demon. Obviously, the armor blocks one of the damage, so he only takes 3, so he's still around. And then we see a Mothership support played there just for the Amber. And the John on the left now has 3 Amber. And 2 Mars creatures on the board. And back over to the player on the right. We see the player on the right's got Dis, Sanctum, and Logos. Player on the left's running Brobnar, Mars, and Dis. We're jumping right into this here. I am trying to commentate these KeyForge videos. If you guys have any feedback or comments, please leave it in the the comments below on YouTube. Let me know if there's anything I do to improve. I've voiced over other Fantasy Flight LCGs in the past. You can check those out on the channel at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. And if you're into live streaming KeyForge and other board game playthroughs, check us out at twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table. We're doing all our live content over there right now, and then archiving most of it here to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. So we have a Dr. Escotera played on the right, so we obviously named Logos. He is a 4 damage creature. He has play, gain 1 for each forged key your opponent has. Not a great early game card, but he's still a body, still can reap, still can fight. 4 damage, it's okay. And that sounds like it. He played a lab work, it looks like, to archive a card also. And that's it, all I can see. We got 1 Amber on the right. Now over to the left, we have an Amber Imp coming in, forcing the player on the right to only play 2 cards per turn until he gets rid of that Ember Imp, and we see a Flame Wreath attached to that Ember Imp to give him Hazardous 2. So if the Ember Imp's attacked, he's going to be dealing 4 damage back to the creature that attacks him, which if it's Dr. Escotera there, he is going to die also. And now 4 Amber to 1 is the quote-unquote score we see right now. And I apologize for any pronunciations of names. You can make fun of me in the comments below. I appreciate it. I'm very bad at pronouncing names in all the games I commentate. And KeyForge is pretty new here, so obviously I don't know the whole card pool. I'm not one of those guys that's looked at it completely. I don't want to be spoiled. But both these players were nice enough to give me their deck names. You can probably see them on camera there, but I was able to bring up their decks, so I should be able to look up in the awesome KeyForge Master Vault. I should be able to look up card abilities and that kind of thing as long as I can decipher the name. So I'll try my best to keep up with these guys and the card pool, but I like the discovery aspect of KeyForge and opening decks and discovering rares that I haven't seen before and playing different cards in tournaments and that kind of thing. It's cool.
Gotta play it right.
Make you kill me.
What's that?
To make you kill me just to be annoying.
You can't play both of those.
So he's trying to play more than 2 cards here, and he's being blocked by Ember Imp. So the player on the left's catching him.
That and that.
Oh yeah. Hate that card.
So I believe he played a
Next turn.
a Spirit's Way, which destroys each creature with power 3 or higher. And then put a Commander Remiel in play, which has a reap ability, user-friendly, non-sanctum creature, and that's all he can do. And now on the other side, we got a Brobnar turn. We got Headhunter, who's got the fight, gain 1, and we have an Anger played to ready him and fight him, who is obviously going to kill the Sanctum creature on the other side. And he gains an Amber for fighting off the ability on Headhunter.
Sorry, he does 3. I will do.
And that's 3 damage there laid on Headhunter after being hit back by Commander Remiel. And we see 6 Amber. That's a check on the left side there. We have Sequius put into play. And
Might as well put those.
he will play a, what is it, a Terms of Redress, I believe is the Sanctum action that was just played. Choose a friendly creature to capture 2, which we just saw him capture 2. Puts his opponent off of check. And we know Sanctum is good at the capturing. That's kind of their shtick. Where they slow the opponent down by just pulling Amber away. And then having armor to protect themselves a little bit. And healing. So you gotta chase your Amber off of them and try to kill them and destroy them. But if it's through fighting, sometimes that's the hard way. It's nice to have a word reset to handle Sanctum. So we're 4 Amber to 2 right now on the faction cards, house cards, identity cards, whatever they want to call them nowadays.
Play.
So key to dis, put into play an artifact there in the top left of your screen, and that is you basically can sack it to destroy all creatures on the board. No chains gained. So it's like a gateway to dis with no chains and just kind of showing the opponent on the board, kind of getting in their head and making them, know at any point whatever they play could just be blown up. And that's not good when you're trying to capture Amber off your opponent, knowing at any point he can just get it all back when he needs to.
Eventually. Or do you?
But if you have some artifact control, you can deal with key to dis. That's his weakness.
Okay.
So we have a fight here from Sequius. He's coming in to
Two for the Ember Imp.
kill the Ember Imp. He's going to take 2 back since that Hazardous 2 breaks through the armor. And he'll take 2, so he's 2 away from death there. And he's going to capture 2 more with another Terms of Redress and get an Amber off playing that action. So we're at 3 to 3 right now, but we see that 4 Amber sitting on that Sequius.
All good.
So my reasoning for doing these videos and commentating them, people like them in the other games I do them. It's always good when a game's new for helping people who, maybe are interested in KeyForge, want to see how it plays, and have trouble following along videos where it's just the players playing. So this is kind of to help new players kind of get their footing. Maybe before coming to a tournament, they can watch one of these, follow along, see how tournament etiquette goes, how tournament games go, the kind of decks that are out there, and the idea is the commentary can help you follow along, assuming I do it well enough. So we see a who's this big dude? This is a Heavy the Huge, the 6 damage uncommon actually out of Brobnar that came in, and he's got a play ability. Deal 2 damage to each other undamaged creature, which killed Blipip. And then he followed up with another Headhunter, which we see he's got 3 Headhunters in his deck. Nope, it's 4 Headhunters actually. I stand corrected. And we got a Javelin and a Cannon out there. So Mighty Javelin has an Omni ability. Sacrifice Mighty Javelin, deal 4 damage to a creature. And we know the Cannon, that is action, deal 2 damage to a creature. So lots of damage. He's able to keep his opponent's board wiped down. But we see a Gateway to Dis come in off the right side there, gaining 3 chains and blowing up the board. And we get a Dust Imp after that, which is interesting. I usually play a Dust Imp first. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. Dust Imp is different. He's the one. Destroyed, gain 2. Yes. I would play him before doing a Gateway to Dis, to be honest, just to get 2 Amber. I mean, you might want to put him out for a bit, annoy your opponent, especially when he's got fight abilities. But then again, you don't want him out there for fight abilities, because then your opponent can't fight anything. So I might have done it the other way around. But feel free to leave comments below and let me know what you guys think. Would you play a Dust Imp before popping a Gateway to Dis just to gain that Amber? I mean, it's a race to the finish, kind of, right? So now we have a Zixili Marauder in play. He's the one that captures Amber when he comes into play, and he gets +1 for each Amber on it. But there's, I don't know why he didn't capture any. Or am I wrong? Oh, sorry. Capture 1 for each friendly ready Mars creature. That explains why he didn't get any. So we see a Dimension Door discarded there, which is interesting, but he also plays 2 Bat Drones and a Dr. Escotera. So the Dimension Door, I like using that one because you're able to, anything you reap, you get to steal from your opponent, which is huge, and he decides to just throw it away and not hold on to it, which I think may have been a mistake, but if he's worried about his whole board getting wiped here, which may happen. No, we see a Bat Drone killed off the Cannon, and then we see a Tremor played to stun all 3 of the opponent's creatures that are left on the board.
Your opponent loses 1.
And we see a Bumpsy come into play and just knock an Amber off the opponent's faction card there. So we have 1 KeyForged on the left and 2 Amber there. On the right side, we still don't have a single KeyForge. He's got 3 Amber, though. Still sitting on 1 chain, it looks like. So between the fight and the damage dealing on the left side, he's also got Dis, a Gateway to Dis in his deck also. Control the Weak, coming from John on the left. So Both decks have board clearing abilities, plus all the fight from Brobnar business, so we should see pretty small boards throughout this game here. Should be a back and forth struggle here. In this tournament, we were playing 35-minute rounds, and you'll probably look at the video there and see it's basically a 35-minute video. But I do have 2 other games coming up on the channel, so make sure you subscribe, hit that little alarm bell button to be notified when the next videos go up. They should be shortly. I got 2 more recorded from this. I also went to another tournament this past weekend and recorded a few videos from there. I have to check out the footage to see if they're worth posting yet, but the plan is to be posting tournament videos on here with commentary and other analysis videos, so make sure you subscribe if you want to support that and you like it. Hit that like button on these KeyForge videos to let me know you guys like them, and feel free to share them around in your KeyForge social media groups.
Who do I want to kill?
I don't know.
So that's 4 damage for me.
Yeah.
Trying to think, is that Frankus? That looks like a Frankus. He came in, and then we have a Sergeant Ezekiel coming into play and readying to fight with a neighboring creature, which readies up Frankus, who will capture an amber after he destroys a creature. And we have a Cleansing Wave just to gain an amber off healing 1 damage off each creature in play. It wasn't the best Cleansing Wave play, but he's just trying to squeak out some amber to catch up and get a KeyForged here. It looks like John on the right does not want to play the game of holding any cards for bigger effects. He's just playing them as he gets them, discarding them as he gets them, just try to get through his deck. Maybe he's looking for something ASAP to try to answer his opponent to catch up. Maybe he's got some bigger play card, but he's got 5 creatures on the board now. And now the player on the left struggling to get a board going here, but we got 3 stun creatures on the right, so they're kind of just chilling there until we got a Logos or Dis activation to use them and shake off those stun cards. And the player on the right sitting at 4 amber, still has not forged a key.
Shatterstorm, lose all your
So Shatterstorm here from Mars, he loses all of his amber and his opponent loses 3 times that much amber. So when your opponent's ahead on amber, it's a good way to kind of, you know, set them back even further. And now the keys cost more due to another Grabber Jammer. Well, at least the opponent's keys cost more due to a Grabber Jammer. So Frankus dies there to the Mighty Javelin being thrown across the board through his head. And we get a Reap from the Yggdrasil Marauder, or Yggdrasil Marauder, I think is how you say it. And we got 2 amber, 1 key on the left, 1 amber, no key still on the right. And at any point, key to Dis, they're discussing it right now, could be used to wipe that board and set us back to 0.
A forged key, I assume?
It's the key to this. It's not a key to a vault.
So the player on the left doing a good job here to slowly gain amber and control his opponent, slow him down, keep him off that first key. And the player on the right doing a good job of slowing the opponent on the left down to forging his second key, but he needs something to put him ahead here.
Okay.
So he's going to use Dis and use the Dust Imp there to shake off the stun.
Remove the stun, whatever.
Let's see, he's got a few discards in hand. We see a Dominator Bauble there. We see a Rise. What else we got in there? What is that other card? Poltergeist. It's an action. Use play effect. Use an artifact controlled by any player as if it were yours, then destroy that artifact. So he got rid of, I think it was Cannon there. And he used Cannon, of course, to hit that Marauder, the Mars creature on the other side, to take him out of play. And we got a Dominator Bauble put in there. Sitting on a Rise, he's looking through his discard pile to see which faction he should name. He's going to get all the creatures back from his discard pile to hand of the faction he names. Very, very powerful discard. He's got 2 of them in his deck, actually.
All Sanctum creatures.
And he's getting all his Sanctum dudes back. He's got 3 of them there. So hopefully he can name Sanctum next turn and put them all into play. But then the other problem is he's got that key to Dis sitting out there you got to get rid of. And I think that may have been the wrong play to use the Cannon. I think he should have popped the key to Dis.
Because you took your punishment, right? Because your hand size is 6. So you would draw, but you aren't allowed.
So why I would have taken that key to Dis and used it and popped it was I had stun creatures I wouldn't care about. Let's get him out of there. I get the destroyed, gain 2 off the Dust Imp, and so I lose Sergeant Ezekiel, which then I would just get back to hand from the Arise, and then you can play your Sanctum creatures out safely. But then again, I'm watching here, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But that's just the play line I would see. That might have been a better play there. You know, use your opponent's reset, get it off the board, hurt them a little, hurt you a little.
Says the one who has a
But I think I think John on the right here has to do some crazy stuff to catch up in this game. So, see another Flame Wreath here put on the Grab Jammer, so he gets Hazardous 2.
This round?
Oh shit.
And
Each enemy creature, yeah. So yeah, you lose all the armor until the end of the turn and dealt 1 damage for each armor last time.
what is that? Oh, Red Hot Armor was just played there. It's play. Each enemy creature with armor loses all of its armor until the end of the turn and is dealt 1 damage for each point of armor it lost this way. So a great anti-Sanctum card. And Control the Weak played there. I'm not sure which faction he named, but we'll find out in a second.
At the end of the turn, you lose an ember.
And we have this little Snuffles from Dis, and or Shaffles, sorry, Shaffles. At the end of the turn, your opponent loses an amber as that little little Dis creature there.
Is that it?
What's it gonna do?
I don't know. Did you have Logos cards in your hand? I have no idea.
So now the player on the left sitting on 5 amber, 1 more, and he's close to forging a key. Player on the right still just sitting on 1 amber. But he's shaking off his stuns. But still, we have Key to Dis sitting there anytime he wants. The player on the left can just destroy the board.
No. No. You can play it again for fun, though. I will. I will call this.
So we have Dis called. We have a Library of the Damned put into play. That's the archive of card, I believe. We got the Terror coming into play, who doesn't do anything since his playability doesn't pop up because the opponent does have Amber. And then, who is that other Dis creature?
Holy shit.
So kill him.
That's a Drumble. He's got Elusive, and then he's got to play if your opponent has 7 more Amber, capture all of it, but that's not happening, obviously.
Yeah, control the weak is a discard.
God damn, that's good.
The player on the right realizes Control the Weak is very powerful.
When you know what your opponent's going to do.
So he probably said something not Sanctum, so the Sanctum creatures can't all be put into play that he just pulled back in hand with a Rise. I don't know. What did he do? Did he do Logos? Did he do Dis?
Blow a key to kill everything.
No, he didn't. Oh, he named Sanctum. Oh, he wants him to do it. So he's got Grey Monk in there, Commander Remriel, Sequius, and Frankus put in there. He's going to wrap his battle line around here. It's gone pretty long. And another Frankus.
Just kill him.
And he's going to use Sergeant Ezekiel here to fight.
Yep.
And kill the guy that makes him lose an amber at the end of the turn. And the 2 armor, sorry, will block the damage coming back.
I will play.
Now over to the player on the left. Assuming he'll just name Dis, wipe the board. Why not? And then build. Yep, he's naming Dis.
I will use this
He's going to archive a card here. He's going to probably use his creatures in play to do some reaping. He's got his second KeyForge now on the left there.
Okay. I will.
Yeah, he's going to do the 2 reaps, and I'm assuming he's going to blow up the board here.
And then I will.
Yep, Key to Dis. Makes sense. After your opponent vomits out 5 Sanctum guys on the board on top of their other 5 creatures they already had out there, 4 creatures, you might as well wipe the board. You know that's basically half your opponent's creatures most likely are now in his discard pile.
Each undamaged creature captures 1 from its opponent.
And he plays just for an amber, Pandemonium, which is the each undamaged creature captures an amber from his opponent, but there's no point in doing that before the reset, but afterwards at least he gets an amber out of it. Doesn't matter.
I actually really like the library.
So now we got Library of the Damned on the left, Dominator Bauble on the right, and that's all we have in play right now.
I take that back. I just like archiving.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to both players here and all players for playing on camera. Much appreciated, helping out the community here, helping us learn from you guys, helping us follow the game, helping other players maybe come out of their comfort zone, come to tournaments, see it's not as intimidating as you may think. Yeah, go buy your $10 or $15 deck and yeah, come out to your local KeyForge event. Reach out to your store. Tell them to get into KeyForge if they're not already, and they probably are because it's very hot, and go out and play some games. You don't have to worry about the meta, you don't have to worry about deck building. Just buy a deck, play the game.
Anything else for your...
So we have another Arise there, getting all of those Sanctum creatures back into hand here.
Okay.
Actually, it doesn't matter.
That's not a discard, is it?
I can just store it
Oh,
away,
it's a
right?
discard, yeah. No, I didn't know if it belonged to...
I'll just give it anyways, because you know what I have in my hand.
Okay.
So we saw the player on the right there just attempt to discard a big dis rare character there, True Baru, who's 7 damage, demon. You must lose 3 in order to play him. Then he's got Taunt, and he also has Destroyed. You gain 5. So I don't know why I didn't put him into play there, but he refused to. And on the other side, we got 2 Headhunters thrown into play, and a Grenade Snib, I believe, is that creature who, when he's destroyed, your opponent loses 2. And on the right side, we got a Guardian Demon there. That's the guy that play, fight, or reap ability can heal a damage from a creature and move it to another creature. I think 2 damage is what he can do. Now we got the Grey Monk coming in there, giving +1 armor to each friendly creature, and he also has the reap ability to heal 2 damage from a creature. Frankus out there is one of those creatures that, you know, when he smashes, he gets a gain off of that, assuming he's still around, which will be capture. We got Ezekiel coming into play, readying him up for a fight. He can pretty much smash anyone across the board he wants, and he's going to capture 1. I would assume you go for a Headhunter here.
Tempting him.
I mean, that's so what?
Well, it's tempting to not take any damage.
Yeah, since he got +1 armor, he'd be 2 armor, and the Grenade Snib wouldn't damage him, but he chooses to go after the Headhunter, which I think is good, since you want to turn off those fight, gain 1 abilities across the board. You want to slow your opponent down. He's sitting on 2 keys, you're on 0. And he's going to put in Commander Remuel there. And a Sequius and Frankus, all those Sanctum guys he just got back off that second Arise. And he's wrapping his battle line around here. And they all have +1 armor off that Grey Monk, which is great against your opponent who wants to fight you.
Okay.
So the other thing we have to worry about is in John on the left's Brobnar cards here. He's got a Coward's End also.
I will call Brobnar.
And he can destroy each undamaged creature and gain 3 chains, which I have a feeling that's coming soon if he doesn't have it already. I think he might do it right now. We heard him name Brobnar. I think he's going to fight first, try to get damage on his guys. So he's going to kill somebody, take a bit of damage, so he saves his Headhunter from dying off a Coward's End. I feel it coming here. I feel it coming. I've been in this situation many times. I have lots of Brobnar decks. And Bumpsy's going to come in, lose an Amber. Maybe he's not doing a Coward's End here. Maybe he doesn't have it yet. But either way, he can build up to it. So he's going to reap with the Grenade Snib. That's great if your Grenade Snib gets destroyed off the Coward's End, because you'll get to... Oh, he's got an Anger in hand. He could ready a Bumpsy to fight, to try to get some damage on him.
Anger to ready and fight with the creature?
Oh, he's actually going to do it with the Headhunter.
Okay,
And the Headhunter's going to kill the Grey Monk to try to shut off all that extra armor, which is a good call. And we got a pass there. So no Coward's End like I thought was going to happen. Maybe he didn't have it yet. Still got to draw through a bunch of his deck there. I think he already drew through his deck. Maybe that's why it's he's only got 3 cards in this card pile, it looks like there on the left. So yeah, Sanctum sitting across the board there. I think you got to name Sanctum when you have 5 creatures in play like that. Just use them to their fullest, try to get their abilities off. Reap as much as you can would be my default thing, unless fighting kind of can gain you more Amber or
slow
your opponent down. So we got 10 minutes left in the round. We hear from the TO on the left there yelling at everyone. Just blew my eardrums out.
I'm gonna lose 2 either way,
So kill him first then.
So 5 Amber on the left side, 2 KeyForge. On the right side we have 1 Amber and no KeyForge still. So a very one-sided battle here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you kill him before you gain any sort of Amber, then obviously...
Oh, you just captures, it doesn't matter.
I understand.
So Frankus is going to come in, kill Bumpsy. 4 is going to go back onto Frankus, 1 armor being blocking the damage there. So he should be able to capture 1 onto Frankus, which he didn't do. Uh-oh.
You don't have to kill the guy.
Yeah, he just forgot to use Frankus' ability there, I believe.
So you're fighting him?
And now we got the other Frankus fighting Grenade Snib.
Sorry?
Oh, so there. They caught the capture. Grenade Snib's gone. The opponent loses. Yeah, he loses 2, but he only has 1. And then he will reap, get 1 off Sequius, and then he'll capture 1 after reaping. And then we got 2 more reaps there off Sanctum Guardian. Sanctum Guardian is a very interesting card. He is a rare out of Sanctum. He's got 6/1 taunt, and then he has fight, reap, and you can swap Sanctum Guardian after a fight or a reap with another friendly creature in your battle line, which on a taunt creature is amazing because if you play him later, you're able to switch him into your battle line to kind of protect your other little guys. So you maybe in this situation earlier, maybe you just swapped him and threw him beside a Grey Monk to help protect him. So Ember Imp back in play, the guy that only allows you to play 2 cards, and we hear a Control the Weak play there to gain an Ember and force the player on the right to choose Logos. He doesn't want him using all those Sanctum guys again.
Logos.
And we see Pandemonium coming in there. Each.
I'm just gonna blow that up.
I think he just discarded Pandemonium. I don't think he gained the Ember off it. Pandemonium would have forced all the undamaged creatures to capture one there, which I don't think he wanted to do, so he just discarded it.
I'm not too upset about it.
And what do we just have played there on the Logo side? I think we had a Positron Bolt there played to deal some damage from an action just to destroy that Ember Imp. And now we have a Quixo the Adventurer put into play. We have that awesome Replicator, rare little 2 damage pink creature there you see. He's able to, after a Reap ability, trigger the Reap effect of another creature in play as if you controlled that creature. And we got a Titan Mechanic. I'm not sure if he's on the flank there or if he's wrapping his battle line around. But if that Titan Mechanic there in the top... Oh no, that's actually a Mother. Sorry, that's Mother. He's giving his opponent... He's able to draw 1 extra card. The Logos player is able to draw 1 extra card at the end of the turn. So we got a Drumble coming into play with a Flame Wreath. We got that Key to the Disc back on the board. That is going to be trouble. We know that's coming soon. Can't trigger it yet. He's got to name Disc again on a future turn. Player on the right is about to shuffle through his deck and draw from his deck. He needs that. He needs that location control action again. And this time use it on Key to Disc. Maybe not, obviously, right now, but I think getting that out of play is what he needs to do there. Or maybe just put it on his opponent to have to... He'll use it anyway, so I guess not. But
he doesn't deal 2 if you fight him on
hazardous 2.
Yeah. But he doesn't actually deal... No damage dealt on the first from the fighting. So if you fight with him,
no, but
you
the
take
elusive
the 2.
triggers on
You'll
that
take the
too?
2, and then elusive will trigger. This is before the fight.
Yeah, I know, so I'll have to take that twice, basically.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about that Flame Wreath on the Drumble or whatever he is there, dealing Hazardous, which will be dealt before the fight. And since the creature's elusive, you have to fight him twice, so you're going to be getting hit
I'll tell you
twice.
Now, it doesn't matter, because I've got Key to Disc out, and you've got your only Poltergeist in your discard pile.
Well, I'm going to shuffle it, like draw it back up, right?
Right. And it'll be too late.
So 4 Amber on both sides right now. 2 keys on the left, 0 keys on the right.
Wait, did you already sack a key from the other one? You already used the
No. Sacrifice Key to Disc.
Oh, key
All
to
you do
disc.
is this, and you wipe the board.
Oh, that's it.
It's much.
So yeah, we see the threat here of the Key to Disc. He's reminding his opponent.
He thought I was actually having to do
I
that.
was like, holy shit.
I wouldn't have done that if that was the case. You could just go right ahead.
Yeah, he's threatening the Key to Disc here to wipe the board. So he's
KeyForge players, 5
he's telling his opponent, do as much as you can with what you have on board. Don't worry about what damage is dealt. Those guys won't be there. Those guys won't be there that long.
Probably.
So I don't know what he can do here.
Play if your opponent has 7 or more.
I kind of wanted to wait a turn with him, but I kind of didn't.
Alright, Sanctum, so we'll play Virtuous.
So he's going to name Sanctum on the right here. Virtuous Works getting 3 straight up Amber.
I'm just going to reap with
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and capture 1.
And then he's just going to reap with all 4 of his Sanctum, 5 of his Sanctum creatures, which you're going to reap for, and then one of them has a reap ability to capture 1, so he's just going to load up here.
Cool.
check.
And he's going to say check, pass over to his opponent. They're not even going to go through the motions of exhausting everything. Only 5 minutes left in the round here. Over to the player on the left. I assume he's just going to play a Key to Disc or wipe the board. You can't let your opponent keep doing that, so he is going to call Disc. So he's going to reap with the Drimble.
I care about this.
He's going to archive a card with the Bauble. Or the Library of the Dam, sorry. Library of the Dam.
I will call.
So the player on the right is now through his deck, and he's drawn a card from his discard pile that's shuffled and become his deck. So he's cycling through now.
Reap with this guy.
And he's going to reap with the Drimble. He named Dis.
I will.
He's going to Key to Dis.
Pop that.
Wipe the board of all creatures again.
Nom, 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 nom.
I think this is the third wipe from both players there.
Armor, which doesn't really
And
matter.
Red Hot Armor, which doesn't matter, but he wants to gain the Amber off of it.
I'll use a shield for the amber.
And he gets all of that captured Amber back off that was off those Sanctum creatures.
That card. And then I will.
And we got check on the left there. He's sitting on, looks like 8, 9, 10 Amber.
Correct.
And we got the first KeyForge on the right here. Ooh, is he able to get his opponent off of that 10 Amber? Probably not, from what we've seen. Assuming we've seen all of his cards, I don't think there's a way he can do it.
Fuck, so close.
Unless he's got a lot of capture, guys. He says he's close. Let's see if he can do it here. I mean, he might have gotten some capture back in those, what are they, the terms of redress. But that would, if he only had 2 of those, that would only capture 4. And would leave John left there on 6. Oh, he has Effervescent Principle, which forces him to lose half his amber, his opponent to lose half his amber. So we're not done here. He did get his opponent off. I didn't know he had an Effervescent Principle. Should have looked at the deck list there. Derp derp. Dr. Escotera coming into play, gaining 2 there since his opponent does have 2 keys forged.
I don't have enough to forge, so I don't know what you're discarding. I mean, we have 2 minutes left.
And for some reason, just...
You sure you don't want to play that one?
Nope, because that's guaranteed loss.
Oh, tight mechanic. He doesn't want to put him in play. Obviously, he'd be on the flank and would allow his opponent to forge a key for 5. So obviously, he does not want to play it. He's going to just straight up discard it. Not even going to hold it for a future turn. And over to the player on the left here for his turn. He's going to name Mars. Take his archive. Throw in a Tunk. Throw in a Blip-It. Throw in John Smythe. Throw in Grabber Jammer. 2 Grabber Jammers. Forcing the keys to be raised. Key cost of the opponent on the right now has to pay 2 more there. So it's now 8 current costs for the player on the right.
1 minute, 25 seconds left, Johnny.
So we got a minute and a half. See what we can get done here. If it does run out of time, obviously the player on the left is going to win having more keys forged, I believe. But the active player gets to finish his turn, and if he doesn't close it out, then the player on the other side will finish his turn, see if he can close it out. If not, then you go to, I think, keys forged, and then if you're tied there, you go to, like, amber or something, and then you do, like, creatures in play of a faction and add up the cards in hand and some business. I don't know. We'll figure that out later if that happens.
I need this actually hurts.
So he just bombs in a bunch of disc creatures there. He captures 3 on a charrette on the right side there. But he's still only sitting on 2 amber. So he's not able to remove any of those Mars creatures, so I think we're going to have a huge... Oh, no, he does fight with Dr. Escotera there. Using the Dominator Bauble to use a friendly creature, which makes sense. Kills Blip-It, which I think he should have killed John Smythe, to be honest.
Alrighty, I will call...
Since John Smythe has that beautiful Fight or Reap, ready a non-agent Mars creature ability. Mothership supports, get an amber for playing it.
Ready Mars creature, deal 2 damage to a creature.
So now he's able to deal 8 damage. He's able to do 2 damage at a time to different creatures. You can do it all the same if you want.
We'll go 4 here.
So he's going to do 4, obviously, to get his 3 amber back that was captured off the charrette.
We'll go...
And he's got 4 more, actually, he can do. See Succubus out there. He's annoying. So he does 2 to finish off Dr. Escotera, 2 to wipe out the Dust Imp.
Ready?
And we got a Exili Marauder.
Capture 1 power.
So he's going to capture all the amber, all 4 amber, since he has 4 ready Mars creatures there. I've never seen a Exili Marauder hit that hard.
It's time in the round.
So we have time called.
But the glorious Mars turn that has been 35 minutes in the making.
So we're going to finish it out here. We have +4 power there, since he's got 4 captured amber on the Exili Marauder.
Oh, I got it.
I've never seen that before.
Wait, do I get 1 more turn?
No, you don't.
Oh, then what does it matter? Active, 1 more, and then back to him. Oh.
He was first player.
Yeah, so it's active player, 1 more turn, and then back.
Does he get 1 more turn? Really?
If you can finish it, then it's him.
I can't finish it because I don't,
Yeah, but you're going to win anyways. You have forged 2 keys. Well, the thing is, you can't forge in the next turn. Yeah, I know.
So I think they understand that John on the left here with all the Mars creatures on the board has won this game, but they're going to continue to play another round here, I think. So we got Tunk killing Succubus. And we got John Smythe there reaping. A little ready, Tunk.
I think I could slow him down.
So active player's going to finish out his turn here. Then it goes over to the other player to have 1 turn at it.
I don't know.
And we got a double reap here from the Grabber Jammers, which should be capturing 1 each, but there is none on the other side to capture.
Let's wipe everything 3 or higher.
So a 3 or higher destruction here off of a the Spirit's Way. Leaving just John Smythe on the board. We got a Gray Monk put into play. And 2 terms of redress to capture 4. But it still leaves 6 for his opponent to forge a key. And that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys and gals. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. And slap that like button if you want to see more KeyForge. And follow us over on twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table for some live KeyForge. Thanks a lot for the support. And I'll see you guys in the next one.